Hello, everybody, you are welcome in English class. And today we are going to discuss about romantic period, one of the very important period of English literature. Okay? Well, let's see. Romantic period, it started from 1798 and remained till 1837. Okay, now let's see. We have to know something. What are the major events that played significant role to bring romantic period in English history? Okay, the most important event was French Revolution. French Revolution played significant role that uprooted long-rooted monarchical system and brought democracy in France, that provided some sort of the freedom, and gradually that spread all over Europe. And another important thing is that that period was significantly important because of industrial revolution. Human manual works were substituted by machine. And another thing is that people were tired of that classical pseudo classicism, and they like to turn back to the nature. Another important book at that time, which were jointly written by William Wordsworth and the St. Coleridge, that was lyrical ballad. Okay, these are the basic events that play significant role to influence the Romantic period. All right, Romantic period writers can be divided into basically in two categories: first generation writers and the second generation writer. In first generation, William Wordsworth, St. Coleridge, Walter Scott, Robert Southey, and the second generation writer, Jane Austen, Lord Byron, John Keats, uh, P.B. Shelley. Okay, these are the second generation writer of Romantic period. Okay, now let's come to another important feature. What are the important features of Romantic period? Romantic period is quite different from neoclassicism. Okay, it is the departure from pseudo classicism, the age of reason and the logic. Okay, stresses, the writer of the Romantic period stresses on inner life and the human emotion, and the period of the subjectivity. Objective dryness was not followed in the poetry and the literature. They gave top priority to the subjectivity. And another important feature is imagination. The writer of Romantic period was highly imaginative, and they fly high to the imagination. Okay, another important thing is that as they went back to the natures, and they took the simplicity and the common rustic people, simple words of the common people they use. And the theme of writing also become simple rustic people which are very close to nature. Of course, it always gave priority to the beauty of the nature. Similarly, uh, it shows some sort of the similarities of Elizabethan period, romanticism, naturalism, and feeling emotion were kept in the center rather than logic and reason. All right, let me tell you some of the important writers, some of only. We'll study some of the important writer of this period. One of the very remarkable writer of this period was William Wordsworth, who was born in 1770 and died in 1850. His most important works are listed below. The lyrical ballad, actually, it was written by the joint efforts with William Wordsworth and the St. Coleridge, and it is one of the important landmarks to begin the Romantic period. It's another books, Prelude, The Excursion, and some of the features of William Wordsworth. What are the unique feature? Its unique interpretation of the nature. The interpretation of the nature was quite unique. The style what adopted by the William Wordsworth was wonderful. Another unique interpretation of the human life. They become quite to humanity, human emotion, human sentiments, and they took the lifestyle of the common people, rustic people. They were become quite close to the nature. Okay, another important thing is that great moral teacher. In their literature, they gave some sort of the ethical lesson, moral teachers. They depict the rustic life, the life of the villager, the life of the common people, the life of the you know workers, the life of the peasant. Such common people were given priority in literature, and of course, another important things which obviously includes in the William Wordsworth writing is full of emotion and imagination. Full of emotion and imagination. Now let's go to the another important writer, that is Coleridge, S.T. Coleridge, Samuel Tyler Coleridge. His works, most important works, Kubla Khan, The Ancient Mariner, Christ Table. Okay, these are some of the important works. Let's see the feature. Even though they were of the same age, however, there were some sort of the differences. Okay, he was also highly imaginative writer. He could fly in high up in the imagination. And one of the important things in his writing is that he used supernatural elements in his writing, and there was always mysticism and suspension, supernaturalism in his writing. And another important features of his writing is that dream quality. We can find the dream quality in his poetry. Okay, mystery of middle age included in his writing. He included some of the mystery of the middle age, and regarding the structure, he was great metrical artist. In his poetry, we can find meter. Next important feature of Coleridge that he gave priority to the issue which were closely associated with human sentiment in the humanism. He was really very much a skillful. He developed new skill of narrative techniques. And next features of his writing is fragmentation. His some of the poetry are not complete. He just start writing, and a small fragment that remains and that cannot be completed. That has not been completed. That remain for the fragment. We have to understand as a fragments of his imagination of that time. Okay, all right. Next writer, John Keats. It's the quite popular name of English Romantic period. John Keats' important writing are Endymion, Javilla, Lamina, The Eve of Saint Agnes, The Eve of Saint Mark's, Keats' Art. And some of its important features are love of beauty and sensuousness. Love of beauty and sensuousness, as he gave priority to the aesthetic value, love of beauty. Great myth use classical myth there, love of nature. Of course, he was natural poet. He gave priority to the nature, love Greek legendary and the different mythical story of Greek, and classicism with Elizabethan romanticism. That is the good combination in his writing of two features, that is classicism and Elizabethan romanticism. Humanism, escapist, and the lack of self-control are some of the weakness uh, told by the critics. Next one is P.B. Shelley. P.B. Shelley's important works: Prometheus Unbound, Adonis, Alastair. These are the important works by P.B. Shelley. His features are, great lyric poet, pessimism and optimism, the mixture of pessimism and optimism intermittently, and perfection in rhyme, regarding the structure of the poetry, perfection in rhyme, and abstract imagery. Sometimes he use abstract imagery in his writing. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We shall meet in next class with the next important period of English literature. Till then, bye bye. See you in next class.